What's up, guys? Ryan Tuerck here. We are at Huddy Racing Motorsports. My first time checking out this sweet FRS GT86 with a 458 engine. To poor wireless. Okay, we're back. So I'm just going to take you guys around, talk a little about the car, show you what we're going to do with the intake, because I know that's one of the biggest questions everybody has right now. And then I am going to unbox a lot of these parts that we got here. What's up, Jake? And take you guys through it. So here we go. Some fresh shots of the car. I'll take you guys through the intake first, since I know that's been the biggest question. The engine is in here and fitted side to side and front to back, but it's not level yet. This is basically these throttle bodies are going to be sitting flush down here, and it's going to go through the firewall where all of the wiper motor stuff would be. And then there's this big aluminum induction box underneath the dashboard that's going to be sweet. We're going to have these nice carbon fiber pieces to connect the throttle bodies to the induction box. In here are two racing air filters, and we can access them from the side to replace them. And then those are actually going to be led out the side of the fender here, where we have another nice piece of carbon fiber that's going to come out and attach itself to the side fender. And when we get the body kit all hooked up, that'll be looking all sick. So that'll be cool, and it should sound good. And we're just waiting to unbox all these parts to start piecing together all the suspension stuff. The fab work is just about done. Another cool thing is, since this is not going to be my Formula Drift competition car, we're allowed to do a lot more wild stuff on the fabrication side. And this is probably going to be one of the stiffest FRS chassis that I've ever driven, just simply because we're allowed to cut through the firewall and add bars and bracing up here to the front strut towers, which we're not allowed to do in Formula D. And I don't know why we're not allowed to do that. It's kind of dumb, but it's really looking good. And then it's triangulated back to the firewall by the engine on this side. So that's going to be cool. Fab work's been coming out really good. The cage is nice, tucked up high and out of the way. We're actually still going to be able to utilize a factory headliner. Beyond that, we'll go back to the rear here, where a lot more fabrication work is done. Really cool dimple die setup back here for the rear deck lid. This is where the fuel cell is going to go. This has all already been fabricated and set up. So this thing is pretty much ready to go as far as fabrication is concerned. And we will be able to send it off for paint to get the interior fully painted. We haven't decided on colors yet, so we are looking for some options there. I'm sure everybody understands what the outside of the car color is going to be. There's only one color choice, which is going to be really rad. Get some nice 1552 three-piece wheels on there. One big thing that we do want to throw out there is we're not sure what to call this thing yet. It's either going to be the 4586. I've heard the Ferrari, which is a terrible one. So we're still looking for some names. So if anybody wants to throw out some names out there, we will kindly take them into consideration. And if something strikes us, we're definitely down to name it after somebody's comment. So that'd be cool. Yeah. So this has been an idea that I've had for a while now, and it's just crazy to see it come to life. And that's only happened because my sponsor Gumout actually took a chance on this wild build, and it's just cool. It wouldn't be happening without Gumout, Huddy Racing stepping up to come on board, and then all the product sponsors that are putting their products on this car to make it what it is. So this is like a dream come true for me. The ultimate would be like the the Formula One engine in a street car, but this is like the most obtainable thing in that sense, because a F1 motor would just be like, you need millions of dollar budget to build that. So this thing is absolutely going to be incredible. It's going to have one of the best exhaust notes ever coming out of a FRS. So I'm stoked. This thing is it's going to be pretty bitchin'. We're going to be running a 5-speed sequential transmission. Motec M142 ECU for the direct injection. Should be making, I'm hoping, around 550, naturally aspirated high-strung V8. It's not over the top in the horsepower range, but it's going to be plenty for the setup that we do. For it being mainly a video and demo car, we don't need to run super wide tires and like super mega crazy grip like we do in Formula D. So this thing will probably be running some 265s or 255s. Suspension will be not super soft, and we'll just have a good time. It's going to make plenty of power to burn it off and sound super sick. So we are stoked. Big thanks to Donut Media, who is here, and we are going to film and kick off the first build show that we're starting on this. So that's going to be cool. You guys will be able to check everything out, all the details as this car is getting built. We're going to be doing a parts opening from all the product sponsors today, as well as just going through the entire chassis like I'm kind of showing you guys right now, and kick things off like that. So it'll be good. I already said what's up with the transmission.
Somebody said, when will it debut on a track?
We're trying to have this. When are we trying to have this done? Irwindale. We're trying to debut the car in Irwindale, where it'll be in the Gumout booth, and we're working on doing a little halftime burnout demo thing, which should be cool. But it'll be super short. That'll be kind of the debut and a little shakedown of the car. And then from there, it's going to go to the SEMA show. It'll also be in the Gumout booth. And in between all of that stuff, we're also going to be filming some killer videos of the car on track. We're going to have a private track day to shake this thing down and just do some sweet driving, get it all set up. So that should be all sick. All right, I'll get us some questions here from Hated Evans. Isn't the crank going to rotate the opposite direction? What are you doing to have the rotation in the right direction? We don't have to worry about that at all. It's just more about the position of the engine and everybody worried about the intakes. I mean, I don't see how that would be an issue. I mean, if it is, it would just be like a transfer case situation, but everybody already has that under control, so we should be all good. You should run an FD, be the best sounding car there. I definitely agree, but it's not the type of build that we wanted to do. We wanted to send this thing kind of over the top. And with the limitations in Formula D, we wanted to kind of build something a little bit more insane than that. Also for the back here, which I just remembered, this car is going to have a ton of carbon fiber products on it and molds and stuff. So it's going to have just a lot of really cool accents of that. And the induction system for the radiator. Radiator is going to be in the rear. It's actually going to fill. We're going to have like a carbon fiber mold to grab all the air from the front here and go all the way to the back, almost looking like a mohawk. And then come down here with a radiator. These are the radiator mounts right here and supports. And just feed that thing air and then exit with some Mishimoto fans out the trunk. All right, more questions. Jacob Gettins, grid life, question mark? I got to work that out with Chris, but I would absolutely love to take this thing to not the next grid life in August in Atlanta, but next year in 2017, I would definitely love to do that. This is going to be probably my favorite car to drive out of all the FRSs, so I definitely want to make that happen. Dude, where's the 240? Where's the 240 SX though? Come on! Roof mount rad ducts, that's right. How long until it gets Tuercked? We don't know, man. I'd assume that something's going to break on the first test session just because shaking down a brand new car, you're always going to go through those kind of issues. Jacob Woodnorth, it will stay naturally aspirated. It's going to make plenty of power for how I want to have this car set up with tire size and suspension and all of that. Do a live video when the build is complete. We definitely have that in mind. We're going to be doing some fire up shots and stuff, so that'll be sweet. Just keep an eye on Donut social media, my social media. We'll have all that going. Turboing it is definitely been in the, I mean, we've had conversations about it, but we definitely just want to get this project finished and off the ground and reliable and killing it. And then that is something that we're going to leave for later on if we ever want to make some more power out of this thing or bring it to, I guess, the next insane horsepower level. But I don't know. The turbos definitely kind of take away from the engine sound of this 458, and this thing is going to sound so good. The turbos are almost just going to kill the way it sounds. So I don't know if we want to do that yet. We'll see. What's the hood going to be like? We're basically just going to have, we're basically just going to cut out the hood to where the intake plenums are, and then everything, you know, we're going to cut out the least amount possible, but there's absolutely no way that we can get this engine any lower in the engine bay just because it's so tall. So we're just going to have to trim around here and just have those things kind of showing off. I mean, this is the coolest looking part of the engine anyway. Down here, we're thinking about, since it's kind of, I mean, we're going to have a custom engine harness done, so this will be all cleaned up down here. Like this side is already cleaned up, and it might even look better than this when we get our custom like Raychem engine harness. But we're thinking about doing some carbon fiber plates just to dress up the engine base. When you open it up, all you see is just the intake plenum, the front of the engine, and then the sides are just looking all cool with carbon fiber everywhere. So that is about it. Guys, I am going to send you off. We're going to get back to filming some more stuff for Donut Media for the first episode of the Build Show. So thanks for tuning in. We will be back soon with another live chat and give you guys some updates. So stay in touch with Gumout, Donut Media's social channels, my social channels, and you guys will all be informed of everything as it happens when it happens. We'll see you soon. Peace.